Hi YouTube, it's Christine. I know we haven't spoken in quite some time, and for that I apologize. I just want you all to know that I have made a New Year's resolution to vlog at least once a week for the rest of 2012. Hopefully the world will not end, because if it does, I can't guarantee that I will be able to upload a video. That brings me to my next point, which is the topic I wanted to discuss today, which is, I think, a rather fun topic because it has to do with first kisses. And I always really love hearing people's first kiss stories because I just think they're so hilarious, because a lot of times they happen when you're really young and you have no idea what to expect. I think for a lot of people, you envision your first kiss to be something awesome. Like, I thought my first kiss was going to be brilliant. I thought I was going to be riding on a beach on the back of a unicorn at sunset, and there were going to be fireworks, and there was going to be a 6-string orchestra behind me, and bunnies and rainbows and butterflies, and I thought that this is how it was going to happen. And I also thought that, Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys was going to be who my first kiss was with. So as you can see, I was quite delusional. I want to talk about my first kiss today. And maybe not my first real kiss, quote unquote, which happened when I was 15, but I want to talk about my first kiss ever with a boy, which happened when I was 7 years old, in first grade, in the middle of class. And this story to me now, when I look back on it, is really funny, but it's also kind of controversial because I realized that there was some injustice in this story. But yeah, I will never forget it, so that's good. As I said before, my first kiss happened in the first grade when I was 7 years old with a boy by the name of Mr. David Peterka. So David, if you're watching, I hope you remember this story as well as I do, because I'm about to retell it for the world to see and hear. So I was in first grade and I had the teacher, her name was Miss Allen, and she was like the cool teacher that everybody wanted. And I remember that she had like this huge blonde hair, and I mean, she teased the crap out of it, and it was super blonde, and she wore bright pink lipstick every day and had blue eyeliner, and I just remember thinking wow, I want to look like her one day. Yeah, glad that I steered clear from the blonde teasy bird nest look. And I remember on this particular day we had a substitute teacher, because I remember that there was a male teacher in the room, and he was an older guy, probably in his 50s, and he was substitute teaching for Miss Allen. And we had a routine in our first grade class that every morning, the first 30 minutes of class, we were to sit down at our desks and to write in our journals. And then we had to share, after that 30 minutes, we had to share what we wrote in our journals. So on this particular day, I was sitting in class journaling about who knows what, and drawing pictures, probably about what I had done that weekend. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden David kind of taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, Christine." And I go, "Yeah, David?" And he says, "Hey, I'm gonna kiss you." And I was like, "What?" And then he just grabbed my face and just one of those, right on my mouth, and I was like, "Ew, boy." That was my initial reaction, was I was pretty freaked out initially, and then I remember after the initial freak out, the substitute teacher who was sitting in front of us just got up and came over to us and just grabbed us both and yelled at me for provoking David to kiss me, which at the time I didn't really understand. I remember him calling my mom and saying that I had provoked a boy to kiss me, or I made him kiss me or something. And I just remember my mom, when she picked me up from school, being furious, so mad. And I didn't understand why. I was like, is it because a boy kissed me? I don't really get it. But now when I look back on it, I kind of realize the whole injustice and sexism of this thing, that this substitute teacher, because I was the girl, was blaming me for a boy kissing me. So I, just by sitting there and doing nothing, had provoked David Peterka to kiss me. So yeah, that was kind of messed up, but I will never forget that story, because how could you forget something like that? That is pretty memorable. So yeah, David Peterka, my first kiss in first grade. I think that was the first time I learned what sexism was as a 7-year-old, so learned that lesson pretty quick. But yeah, David's cool. You're cool, David, still. No hard feelings. I know, you couldn't help yourself. Yeah, that was my first kiss. 7 years old. Good times. What was your first kiss like? Was it funny? Did it have a weird anecdote attached to it like mine? Because I would really like to hear it. Because I honestly think that first kiss stories are hilarious. Like, I've heard some pretty crazy ones over the years, but I'd like to think that mine is up there. Like, it's pretty good. It's got room up at the top. So yeah, send me your first kiss stories. I would love to see a video response perhaps to this. Anyone out there? But yeah, I will be seeing you guys in the next video, and until then, don't forget to be awesome. Peace.